Hello everyone, today I will continue to bring you the Vietnamese BL drama Mr. Cinderella. In the last issue, Saw caught Rigo watching gay videos. Unexpectedly, Rigo directly invited him to watch and study together. Saw declines Rigo's invitation to watch together, and instead decides to figure it out for himself. Unexpectedly, he was caught by Rigo.
Sao lúc tôi rủ cậu coi chung á, cậu không chịu coi?
Chứ không phải là anh coi xong anh đổ lỗi cho tôi à?
Coi chung với tôi nè. Có gì không biết, tôi chỉ cho.
Dòng bác sĩ đổi chứ.
The scene changed, and Yavuz came to Peace on the way to buy groceries, and invited him to his home for dinner. In order to win the favor of his family, Peace offered to cook. Not only was this praised by the other party, but Yavuz also fed the food into Peace's mouth himself. After the meal, Peace took the opportunity to be courteous and help Yavuz clean up. Inadvertently, he saw the intimate photo of him and Rigo, and Yavuz became furious and prepared to drive Peace away. But after thinking for a moment, he pulled it back to kiss again. On the other hand, since Saw was with Rigo, he was full of curiosity about everything about Rigo. However, every time Saw loses his self-control in front of Rigo, he falls into the opponent's trap unknowingly. On this day, when Saw and Rigo were drinking and getting a little drunk together, they confide in each other. It turned out that Rigo was identified as an unknown person since he was a child, who would bring disaster to those close to him. Saw empathizes and tells Rigo about the Cinderella story. Unexpectedly, Rigo had no impression. Saw is extremely disappointed. It turns out that there are some things that only he can remember. After speaking, he hugged Rigo tightly. Early the next morning, Rigo finally asked Saw about Cinderella. Saw took out the group photo. Rigo was surprised to see the two identical photos. For the fact that he is the Cinderella in Saw's mouth, he has no impression. It turns out that Rigo was weak and sickly when he was a child, and was considered an ominous person, which can only be resolved by dressing up as a boy. Therefore, Rigo was dressed as a girl until the age of 6. Later, Rigo had a car accident and lost part of his memory, so he forgot the agreement between the two.
Anh hứa cho đã, rồi đột nhiên bỏ đi không lý do. Tôi tìm anh suốt từng ấy thời gian, yêu thầm anh cũng từng ấy thời gian, giờ nói bỏ là bỏ hả?
Vậy cậu yêu thầm lọ lem hay là tôi?
As soon as the picture changed, although Yavuz had broken up with Rigo long ago, the idea of getting back together was like a thorn in his heart. After learning that Rigo cared more and more about Saw, the seeds of hatred in his heart also began to germinate slowly. However, although Yavuz hated Rigo, he didn't want to hurt Rigo. When he learned that Saw's ex-girlfriend had brought someone to beat Rigo, Yavuz was furious and decided to intensify the attack on Saw. Yavuz's revenge makes Saw's ex-girlfriend afraid, but the other party's words also shake Saw's ex-girlfriend's obsession with Saw. Knowing that Saw once loved her deeply, Saw's ex-girlfriend decided to let go and be a real good friend with him. Saw's injury has finally healed, and he has no reason to stay by Rigo's side anymore. Saw offered to move out, but Rigo didn't persuade him to stay. Saw decided to pull out all the stops and cook a farewell dinner. However, when Saw bid farewell to Rigo officially, Rigo asked him to keep him.
Bộ có tính bỏ tôi ở lại một mình hả? Tôi có nói là đuổi cậu đâu.
Saw took advantage of the situation to stay, and Rigo took the opportunity to express his heart to Saw, but Saw did not directly agree. After all, Cinderella has become a man. The contrast is so great that Saw can't accept it for a while. Saw decided to get to know each other first before deciding whether to be together. The next day, Saw bought a bouquet of flowers with huge sums of money, but Rigo came home with Yavuz on his back. It turned out that Yavuz injured his foot on purpose just to win Rigo's sympathy, and Saw was a little unhappy. But even so, Yavuz still lived in Rigo's house. During this period, he kept provoking Saw. Just when Saw was about to teach him a lesson, this scene was seen by Rigo.
Bộ quen thói giang hồ rồi hả?
Tại nó kiếm chuyện chứ bộ.
Đụng tay động chân chi?
Yavuz took the opportunity to exaggerate his grievances, and finally he was helped into the room by Rigo, and Saw was very angry. In the evening Yavuz continued to fight for favor, but Rigo left without thinking, leaving him to live with Saw while he went back to the clinic to be on duty. The next day, Yavuz came to work because his feet were not feeling well. Peace kept the usual style and thoughtfully sent medicine and food to Yavuz. However, Yavuz didn't care about Peace's intentions, and instead got in touch with Rigo in the name of work. Yavuz took a retreat to advance, successfully won Rigo's mercy, and took the opportunity to hug him. and this scene happened to be seen by Saw. Rigo came home from work. He explained to Saw that it was impossible for him and Yavuz. It turned out that the two broke up precisely because of Yavuz's strong desire to control. Now that Rigo mentions this, he still has lingering fears, and Saw is not actually angry. After all, he not only lives in Rigo's house, but also lives in his heart. As soon as the camera turned, Sister Yola came to find Rigo. During the meal, Yola humiliated Saw for no reason. Saw wanted to argue with her, but was stopped by Rigo. Saw left. Rigo had a quarrel with his sister, and he decided to officially get together with Saw. Saw left Rigo's house. He went to find Peace, and he asked Peace to introduce him to work. Unexpectedly, when the two arrived at the agreed place, they were surrounded by gangsters. In order not to cause trouble for Rigo, Saw decides to stay at Peace's house temporarily. Since Saw lost contact, Rigo has trouble sleeping and eating, and can only pass the time by working. Yavuz still has no intention of moving away from Rigo's house. From the conversation between the two, Rigo realized that Yavuz might know the truth about Saw's disappearance. However, Yavuz always denied it and even cursed Saw in his face. Because of this incident, Yavuz completely lost Rigo, and at the same time he also learned the real reason why the two broke up in the first place. Yavuz never knew that his own possessiveness caused such great harm to Rigo.
Nếu mà Dũng có chuyện gì, anh nhất định sẽ không bỏ qua cho em. Anh nói là em ra ngoài đi!
The next day, Rigo finally saw Saw at the door, who had disappeared for many days, and the two hugged tightly. Saw wolfed down his meal, obviously not having a good few days when he disappeared. Rigo questioned him why he didn't go home. Saw made the excuse that he lost the key, but in fact he was worried that he would hurt Rigo. Rigo saw that Saw was covered with injuries, and his heart ached. He promised to take care of all the housework. He even said he would support him. Saw also completely accepted the fact that Cinderella became Rigo. The next day, Saw went to the clinic for a review. Lyle, who was in charge of delivering the medicine, was temporarily busy and entrusted the heavy responsibility to Yavuz. When the two talked, Saw bluntly stated that he already knew all of Yavuz's conspiracies and left evidence. Yavuz became angry from embarrassment, and suddenly became murderous. On the other side, Rigo learned from Lyle that Saw was on the rooftop, so he rushed over. It happened that Yavuz attacked Saw, and he appeared in time to prevent Yavuz from harming Saw again and again, and Yavuz's interference in his own life completely wiped out the only pity in Rigo's heart. After this incident, Yavuz had no way to stay in the clinic, so he resigned. Rigo didn't stop it, and he didn't tell others that he wanted to save the last face for Yavuz. After the incident was revealed, Yavuz's attitude towards Peace plummeted. Only now did Peace realize that from beginning to end, Yavuz had no affection for him but only used him. Even the job he introduced to Saw was Yavuz's conspiracy. Without Yavuz's interruption, Rigo and Saw are finally together. Rigo put the amulet on Rigo himself, and the two kissed together, and Yavuz finally realized his wrong choice, decided to let go, and sincerely wished Saw and Rigo. Here, the story is all over. I have to say that the looks of the two male protagonists in the story are the biggest highlight of the show, and Yavuz is really good. He even drove Saw out 3 times. If Saw and Rigo were not true love, the ending would most likely be rewritten. Thank you for your attention and support. Leave your feelings in the comment area. See you next time.